Hey guys, thank you for joining us for this edition of FHNtoday TV.
We have an awesome show coming up for you guys where we're recapping some of our best videos and everything that you need to know for this month.
That's right, we're profiling our newest student council president and look into this year's school supply drive and more.
Be sure to stick around because it is all coming up now. The Chapman New American Academy is a school for refugees in St. Louis, Missouri that helps students grow accustomed to American life and culture. Most students do not have the money to be able to afford basic school supplies such as notebooks and pencils in order to help their education. FHN hosted a school supply drive on May 19th through the 23rd to help the students. Let's check out this video by Maddie Chanel and I about the impact the drive has made.
Here at Francis Hall North, students felt the need to contribute to a less fortunate school by providing them with basic school supplies. The school that benefited from the supply drive was the Chapman New American Academy, a public school in St. Louis that takes in immigrant and refugee students. FHN held a contest, and the first hour class with the most supplies donated would be rewarded a donut party. Sarah Zimmerman took charge in organizing the supply drive both this year and last. She talks about what inspired her to lend a hand to the students at Chapman.
I almost feel privileged knowing that I have the opportunity to come to school here and to, even though we might not be the #1 high school in the nation, we have copiers, we have paper, pencils, we can take notes in class, which a lot of these students coming from the refugee school can't bring their own pencils or paper even, and they're left kind of on their own if their teachers don't have since they don't have the budget to provide it. So knowing that something as easy as organizing a supply drive and giving $2 worth of notebooks can make such a big impact for them, I think.
She recalls the reactions from the students and administration at Chapman as she delivered the supplies along with a group of FHN students.
Last year when we delivered all of the supplies, it was one of the most incredible moments I've had. We brought the supplies in and their administration was so overwhelmed. They were so excited about it that they were at tears. They were actually like crying. The students even automatically, they didn't even have to ask. The students that were with the administration at the time like dropped what they were doing to help us bring the items in. And everybody was just in awe at everything that we had. And they were astounded at how many items. Like I don't think they've ever seen such a quantity of items brought to them. And they knew what an impact it would make, and that just made all of the emotion at its peak that entire time. It was incredible. Everybody was so excited.
Last year, Mrs. Bartell's first hour class donated the most school supplies. She feels that organizing the supply drive was for an important cause as it was very rewarding for the refugee students.
They come to our country with very little, and this school does not receive funding, and so this school also does something that's very needed for these students, and I thought that bringing in the supplies would just make things a little bit easier for that school.
Sarah plans to keep working hard to ensure that the kids at Chapman have everything they need to continue learning.
I just think that we are able to give them hope almost. We can show them that not everything in America is what they see on TV, that there is good, and that we, as like Francis Hall North, are able to make a difference in their lives and show them that there is good.
I can't believe that we only have a few weeks left of school. I'm so excited for summer vacation.
Me too. I can't wait to relax at the pool and spend time with my friends. What are your plans?
Nothing much. I'm working a lot, but I'll be making lots of money.
That sounds super fun. While we're getting excited for summer vacation, Student Council is busy with their plans to prepare for next school year.
Taylor Perry and Lily Sondheimer talked to sophomore Brendan Gannon about his election to Student Council President, and they have a video all about it.
The new Student Council President was recently announced as sophomore Brendan Gannon, a student who holds many of the skills needed to be a president.
I for sure think you need the ability to talk to people, because you have to communicate with so many different people with what needs to get done, and also whenever you're campaigning you have to talk to people and get to know people who you don't know.
I'm very social, so I'm not really afraid to talk to different people. So when it comes to getting the word out to other people, I'll speak up instead of being shy and hide in the corner.
All of our past presidents, of course, since I've been here, I knew, and I felt like all of them were really good with connecting with people. And of course, as student council, that's your main goal, to not only connect with other people on your cabinet team and your general members, but outreach into the school too.
Brendan has been able to connect with others, working extensively within STUCO, and, more notably, taking charge of the creation of Festive Fridays.
He really took that head on, and especially for like a sophomore, because generally people don't expect like underclassmen to do as much. It was like really impressive to see him do all of that.
Usually we would just contact the president and be like, hey, can you go tell Janice this if needed? But instead I just took charge of it and went and talked to him myself, and then led the people during the meetings to make all these signs and the big banner that was posted in the Commons.
As the council looks towards doing even more next year, we can see many exciting things to come.
I plan to make all the events mainly the same. I want to do some new, fresh ideas, but I want to do a lot more smaller things to make this place feel better as an environment.
I know some of our student council members from this year who are underclassmen already have a lot of exciting things planned for next year. Not going to give any spoilers. So I'm just really excited to like see how that goes along.
From the group of how we've met and how we are already doing things, I think everything's going to go well.
Even though the school year is coming to an end, spring sports are still heating up for the rest of the year.
I always wanted to play a spring sport. I think it'd be super fun to play soccer and score some touchdowns for the team.
I don't think that's how soccer works.
Whatever. Our athletes clearly do way better than I can. Let's go to Liz Wagner, who has more on how our FHN teams have been working hard this season.
Thanks, guys. In the past month, the main competition for spring sports hasn't been any of the school or team, but the weather. With games and practices being rained out, the Knights have been working extra hard in the dry times to make up for the soggy fields. One team that has already outperformed these unideal weather conditions is girls lacrosse. In their 30 years of school-sponsored sport, Ladies Lex is already sending all 3 varsity seniors on to play the next level in college. One of these athletes being Brianna Schmidt, who has been leaving her mark during her last year at North. On May 6th, Schmidt shattered 2 school records, putting up 6 points in a single game and 20 on the season while still in the first half of it. And as the lacrosse team looks to continue breaking school records, the baseball team looks to continue breaking bats. The plate has been heating up due to senior Sam Grace's pitching. Continuing at the next level at Southern Illinois University, Grace, with the help of his 97-mile-an-hour fastball, plans to take the team as far as he can go in his last year on the mound as a Knight. And though these members of the class of 2018 are standing out in Knights athletics, the underclassmen are still giving them a run for their money. Freshman Brenda Rutherford has been stepping up on the girls' varsity soccer team, most recently putting up the single goal that gave the previously undefeated Howell Vikings their first loss of the season on their home turf in an overtime win. This improves the ladies to 3-3-1. We hope to see more great things from these underclassmen, including the underclassmen on the varsity boys volleyball team. Here to talk about it more is Emily Hood and Franco Romano.
After losing 8 seniors at the end of last season, boys varsity volleyball looked to make major changes to their lineup. Freshman Avery Ward was brought on to varsity as their starting setter to help lead and advance the team.
I was pretty happy. I have a lot of friends on the team that I had met during the open gyms during the summer. It was really fun to be able to play with them.
Stepping into the role of setter at 15 years old, the position holds a lot of responsibility and skill to be able to run the team's offense.
Setter's pretty important. I mean, if you don't have a good setter, you're not going to be able to get a good hit, and you're never going to get a point. So, I mean, having him, it's helped a whole lot this season.
And as a freshman looking at a junior to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do, you have to have that amount of confidence.
Having 4 years of experience has helped Ward become the primary setter through his skill level and the bond with his teammates.
Well, first of all, he makes us more well-rounded because he is able to set, all 3 positions, plus, a 10 or big to the back.
In order to play well, you have to have a good bond with everyone on the team. If you don't have a good bond, then you're not going to play as well. You have to be positive about it. You say, hey, you got the next ball. Hey, you'll be fine. Or, hey, good pass, good play, anything like that.
Ward looks to have a positive attitude toward his next 3 years of his high school volleyball career.
I hope I'll still be able to be like the same leader. Hopefully people will still look up to me. I just hope they'll listen to me. I'll be able to lead them, hopefully do well.
Here at FHNtodayTV, we have everything that you need to know for the end of the year in 15 seconds.
Prom is on May 4th in the Newtown Event Tent.
Mr. FHN participants raised over $15,000 for charity.
AP testing begins on May 7th.
Finals begin on May 16th.
Head Principal Mr. Downs will be leaving FHN at the end of the school year.
Graduation practice for seniors will be on the morning of May 4th.
Graduation is at the Family Arena on June 2nd.
We have less than 2 weeks left of school.
The publication staff earned an all-9 pacemaker, one of the highest honors of high school journalism, and you could help us earn one next year if you join us on staff.
Thank you all for joining us for this month's episode of FHN Today TV.
Be sure to join us in May for our show will where we will be featuring the seniors on our staff.
I'm Audrey Dickherber.
And I'm Lupe Medina.
Stay happy, FHN. Taylor Perry and Lizzie, okay, Lily. I feel like a bigger word coming up, so then I saw like an S, then I was like Lily, and then I was like Lizzie, and then I was like, what am I saying?
Calm down.
Okay.
Is it recording right now?
No. Yeah, I just and an online pacemaker.
I accidentally said 15 instead of 50 anyway, so
okay.
I was gonna stop, but I was like, I'm not screwing this up again, so.
Oh, so you wanted to be?